Hey there, it is Colin, and in this video, I am going to show you how to design a landing page that converts at over 25% for Google Ads. So this is particularly for service businesses, things like plumbing, roofing, pressure cleaning, or anything with a similar business model. Now, this 25% is not a number I just pulled out of my crack. This is real data from campaign I run for my clients. This is just 7 days of data, but as you can see, the three keywords that we're looking to run ads for, the conversion rate is 25+%, right? Even 33%. Obviously, it's only 3 clicks, so it's not really a fair thing, but you can see consistently, we're getting 25% plus conversion rate. Now, about me, I run Local Growth Group. We set up and manage Google Ads funnels for our clients. We've successfully added 10 to 50K plus in consistent monthly revenue for our service business clients. So that's just to say we know a thing or two about running this sort of stuff. And in this video, I'm going to cover why your landing page is important, the landing page content you should have on your page, and the technical functions on how to set it up. And number 3, an example design that we use for 25% plus conversion rate. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, why a landing page is important? Well, Google Ads campaign, in my opinion, is made up of, you could probably break it down into 3 or 4 things. One is the ad settings, so things like bidding, budget, the locations you target, they're very important. And then you have keyword targeting, so the words that you're targeting really largely influence the performance of your campaign. Same as the ad copy, this affects click-through rate heavily. That's a pretty big part of the funnel. And finally, you have the landing page where the magic happens. Basically, the landing pages probably do 50% of the lifting, in my opinion. So they're very, very important, and they can largely make or break a campaign, right? Now, some people may be asking, should I have a landing page or a website? I'm going to tell you now, there's plenty of data that backs this, and also in my experience, 95% of the time, landing pages will outperform websites. The reason is, one, landing pages have high relevance to the target search. So you're building a page very specifically dedicated to what people are searching for. So there's high correlation and relevance to what they're searching for. 2, the only goal of a landing page is to convert visitors into leads, right? Or whatever your goal is for that page. So because it's designed for one thing and one thing only, it's going to be very good at doing that. And number 3, and most importantly, there won't be any links to other pages or social media accounts or whatever, right? So there'll be nothing that you can click that will take you off the page, which will drastically drop conversion rates, right? So, and in my opinion, it's a whole lot easier than setting up a whole website anyway. So why not just set up a landing page? Now, in regards to conversion rate, so CTR, which is click-through rate and cost per click, etc., they massively influence the profitability of your ad campaign. So there's other things we discussed, like the keywords, the settings of your campaign, that kind of stuff. They will massively affect your campaign performance. However, a landing page can also massively vary based on its design in terms of performance. So let's say you have a landing page converting at 5% versus 25%. That's literally a 5x difference, meaning the second landing page will make 5 times the amount of money while spending the same amount. So it's essential that you nail it. You can see instantly why having a bad landing page is costing you a lot of money, right? So the goals of a landing page is obviously to convert customers. But the way we want to set it up is 1, so it's relevant to the search. 2, we want to address the customer pain points with resonating messaging so that we understand them and provide them the solution. And 3, you want to explain why you're the best choice over your competitors. And 4, you want to make it very clear and easy on how to contact or work with you, right? Now, I want to point out that the above the fold section, so the first part of the page that loads in, the first bit you see without scrolling, is called the above the fold. And this part does 80% of the work, right? And this is because 60 to 70% of people don't scroll past this. This is, you can look that up. It's pretty accurate, I think. So the point is, you got to put most of your effort into this part. This will do majority of the work. So it's very important that you get that right. And it also creates a first impression for the people that do scroll down anyway. So it's very important. So a good above the fold section. So to maximize the above the fold performance, there's a few things that you need to do. So 1 is address the target audience in the desired service. So this is all about having search relevance, and this will help make your page resonate with what they want, right? 2, you want to focus on the benefits and the outcomes of your service. Obviously, you want to talk about what your service does and the features, but you want to focus more on the benefits and outcomes, or at least first, right? This is the classic example of airlines. They market, the destination. You can go to Hawaii, sit on a nice beach, sipping pina coladas or whatever they market, right? Instead of saying, "Oh yeah, the plane ride's going to be great. The 12-hour plane ride is going to be so comfortable." Like no one likes the plane ride. That's why they market the benefit or the outcome of their service, which is the very nice holiday, right? Number three, the selling points. Reviews, ratings, risk reversals, awards, anything that increases your perceived value and trust, right? Number four, you want clear, low friction CTAs or call to actions. So you want to instruct them on how to contact you, how to work with you, that kind of stuff. And you want to make it really low friction, low risk, and easy to do. So number five, images of services, the service that you do, and generally appealing aesthetic design. So obviously, it doesn't need to be crazy fancy, but you just want it to be easily readable and look nice and use, contrasting colors and that kind of stuff. Now, as for the landing page content, if you follow the stuff that I have on screen, you should be, pretty good to go. You'll be like 90% of the way there. As for the order of the content, I kind of intentionally put it in this order, but there is no 100% right way. So be sure to, try things out, add or remove some sections, change the order of it, see what works for you. But yeah, let's go through the stuff that I like on the landing page. So one, obviously the above the fold, we just discussed how to do that. Then we want to address the process of working with you and the outcomes. So how do I contact you? What can I expect with working with you? And what do I get out of working with you? It seems very simple, but just understanding this makes people much more willing to work with you. Third-party reviews and testimonials for credibility. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Someone else on a different platform saying that you're good, your customers saying you're good is much more credible than you saying you're good yourself, right? That's pretty obvious, but it helps a lot by having that there. You want to address what you do and why they should work with you. So obviously highlight the service, your company, why you're great, and what makes you better, like, selling points that makes you better than your competitors. Images of results or your service. Obviously, if you want to see the work you do, it's not applicable to every business, but if you have before and afters, they work very good in this case. And then you want to address who your service is for. So you might do your solutions might be for commercial or residential. You might do both. So it's pretty important that you make this clear. So if someone has a business, they know your stuff is applicable. If someone has a home, they know your stuff is applicable, right? Just be sure to take that into consideration. Other services that you provide are relevant. So if you do, well, in our example, this is a gutter cleaning page. If you do roof cleaning, driveway cleaning, pressure washing, window cleaning, whatever it is, you might as well add that there, because what if they want to clean their entire house, right? So that way they know you can do everything, then you're much more likely to be hired, right? Optionally, you can add more benefits, more reasons to hire you, credibility, that kind of stuff. FAQs, so frequently asked questions. You want to address customer concerns and pain points so that they choose you. So if you're an experienced business owner, you should know what these questions are. Otherwise, you can research them on Google. But be sure to answer those questions so people, you overcome their objections without them having to contact you. CTA, so you want clear instructions on how to contact you and reduce as much friction as possible. And in the footer, you pretty much want to grab a few things from the above the fold, include your logo, contact details, any extra points that add credibility to your business as well. Now, finally, the technical part of it, you want to have a page load-in time of less than 3 seconds. So you can test this using PageSpeed Insights. Otherwise, you want to be ensuring that you compress your images and convert them into WebP using TinyPNG. So the actual file size is smaller, so there's less to load in. You want to optimize all your code, HTML, CSS, JavaScript with a plugin. I use like NitroPack. You can use whatever works for you. You want to avoid fancy animations, fonts. You don't want that much code or a larger number of plugins, just to keep it very lean and simple. So overall, you just want to make sure there's less stuff to load in, basically. And this will speed up your website. And finally, you need to have a good web host. No matter how much of this stuff you do, if you have a cheap, crappy web host, it's not going to work. I like to use SiteGround for myself and clients. I recommend it, and you can find that with the link in my description. Go ahead and use that if you'd like. And a final bonus is to make sure it's mobile compatible, because 60 to 70% plus of people use mobiles in for the most part. So make sure it's very readable and doesn't break on mobile. Otherwise, you're just throwing money down the toilet. And I like to remove tablets from my ad targeting. So, like iPads, that kind of stuff, just because not many people use them. And two, it's just like so much work to try and optimize your website for varying sized devices. And not many people use them anyway. So I feel like you're not losing much there anyway. So I just get rid of it, save myself a lot of hassle. Now we're going to go over a landing page example, which is the landing page I use for my client to get that 25% conversion rate. And I'm going to break down exactly why I designed it that way and why it works. Okay, so now we are on my customer's gutter cleaning page. So I'm going to try and not move the screen too much. That way I can cover the logo and mobile number and stuff like that for privacy reasons, obviously. So as you can see, this is the above the fold. It loads in and you can see right away a picture of a roof gutter that's been cleaned. Um, that's helps with relevance. You're on the right page. Professional gutter cleaning. Once again, service and location. Professional just helps a bit as well, but uh, that's for relevance again. Perth Trusted Cleaning Company offering various services, like I said before. So this is great for relevance and tells you what we do. And then we have a few points, so residential and commercial. So that way they know who this is for. So whether you own a business, you have an apartment building, a house, whatever, we can do your job. Fully insured and experienced, that reduces risk on their end. They feel like we're reliable. And this is a good one, prevent expensive property damage. So this is focusing less on a feature of our service, but rather the outcome and the benefit of doing a service, right? That's really important. And I know with gutter cleaning, it's a very simple service. So it's hard to implement the benefits or outcomes and to try and differentiate yourself. Like, no offense to gutter cleaners, but obviously gutter cleaning is gutter cleaning. You're just cleaning gutters, right? So it's relatively simple and there's not much you can do to differentiate yourself. So I would focus on all the other points that you can make yourself stand out, right? At the top, 1,300 satisfied customers. That's pretty good. That's a very easy one to put on, especially if you've been around for a while. I mean, that just proves competence and experience. Same day quote. I would improve this by adding instant quote, but my client said they aren't confident in replying instantly. But I would honestly just write instantly. Fully insured and certified. This is pretty self-explanatory. You're qualified, you know what you're doing, and it's safe working with you because if anything goes wrong, we're all good. And upfront competitive pricing. Like I said, gutter cleaning is gutter cleaning. It's hard to differentiate yourself, but if you have competitive pricing, that's what it often comes down to, unfortunately, the price. But if you just say that, that might help get conversions. Now, it has clear instructions on what to do. So get a same day quote for gutter cleaning near you, and then you can just fill in your details. It's key here that you don't add too many things for them to fill out, because one, it just is a pain in the ass for them to do, and the more friction there is, the less likely they're to submit. But also, why do you need that much information off them? They feel like a breach of privacy. Now, you can't see it here, but your information is safe with us. We won't spam you either. So this reduces that perception of, they don't want their data to get stolen, or they don't want to get spammed by marketing emails, whatever it is. So adding a little thing like that probably doesn't make a big difference, but it's worth adding in my opinion. So now the next section. So we have getting your gutters cleaning. Getting your gutters cleaned doesn't have to be difficult. So once again, it outlines the steps. You just get a quick quote. We arrive on time. You get your gutters cleaned. Bob's your uncle, right? And then working with us is simple. We provide before and after photos. That's great, right? Because working with us is simple and you get before and after photos. So you're getting a good job done, right? Gutter cleaners trusted by thousands of customers. Once again, we've embedded reviews. I use Trust Index plugin, but these are real reviews, and it just builds a lot of trust, right? And then Browns and councils across Perth. So for those who aren't in Australia, Coles Group is a very massive company. You've got councils, local councils. So people in Perth will probably have heard of these councils. Vintage Cellars, Liquorland, they're all big companies as well. So just the fact that we work with them builds a lot of trust, obviously. Here, protect your property with expert gutter cleaning. So once again, this tells us what we do, and it focuses on the outcome. It protects your property, not just gutter cleaning, but we protect your property. So it focuses on the benefit and outcome. And, we outline the problems here. It can lead to expensive roof damage, pest infestations, fire hazards, that kind of stuff. So that's the risk of not doing it. So that's a double whammy right there. You got the benefit and the risk. And then Perth's harsh weather. So that is resonating messaging, right? So we understand you and it's relevant to your location. And then we're good to help you with that job, right? We'll do it fast and properly. And then once again, we do it for any homeowner, property manager, business owner, etc. We've got you covered. So we do it for various properties. And just a few key points: same day quotes, fully insured, before and after photos provided. So like I said, we're repeating the same points, but there's no problem in repeating it. You don't know what parts of the page they're going to see, so it's good to repeat these good USPs and get a clear CTA. It's bright yellow, you can't miss it, and it has clear instructions on that button. Then for the photo, before and after photos, you can directly see the benefit and the result of doing the gutter cleaning. And once again, real results every time. So this shows confidence in our service, and you can see it visually for yourself. And once again, we reiterate the before and after photos. And, it's pretty clear, the outcome. Once again, it's just gutter cleaning. It's not rocket science, but, with this, you can see, um, yeah, you get to see the outcome of the service. So it's very good. This company specifically, they do roofing as well on the side, and they found that a lot of people that get their gutters cleaned need gutters repaired, or they have roof leaks, and they decided to start a roofing company, and they're doing very well. It's very ludicrous for them. I think they spent like 1K on ad spend. They closed over 10K in gutter cleaning jobs, but they were able to upsell another 20K of roofing jobs from those gutter cleaning leads. So they effectively turned 1K into 30K of jobs, which is pretty ludicrous. But yeah, for any gutter cleaners watching, maybe it's your time to branch out to roofing as well. But basically, this tells people, hey, we also do roof and gutter fixing as well, right? And my client has been saying that we also get a lot of people saying, can you fix and clean my gutters? So this works out very well for them. Working at it's certified professionals, just a bit of extra credibility on reasons to trust us. Tailored cleaning for every space. So once again, addressing who we service. Comprehensive cleaning. So we do all of these cleaning services. So once again, if you need anything else done, we're up for the job. So you don't need to go anywhere else. You can just get us to do it, which should help with conversions. Just split up the page, make it look nicer. We've also added some benefits. Prevent long-term damage, extend your roof lifespan, improve appeal, increase property value. Frequently asked questions. Like I said, you want to address the customers' frequently asked questions and their concerns, and address them here. And something you should do is don't make them. No one wants to read an essay. Just make them short and to the point, and answer the question. Right. Finally, I've added a CTA at the bottom. If you're ready, come work with us. You can expect a smooth, stress-free experience, and then reduce the friction. Choose us for a no call-out with no call-out fees, fast obligation-free quotes, that kind of thing. And once again, a very clear CTA with instructions. And then at the bottom, you got the logo, phone number, address, and then you got, just a couple other selling points like your Google rating, your selling points. Again, yeah, and make sure it's fully optimized on mobile. You can press Control-Shift-I to inspect the page, and then view it from mobile as well. So I know that was a bit of a long video. It's a bit in depth, but I hope that it was very valuable. I feel like I dove pretty in depth for that, so you should have learned a thing or two. Now, the final takeaways are landing pages are very important. If I didn't demonstrate that clearly, the conversion rate will massively impact the profitability of your campaign, and it's very important that you build a landing page over a website, especially in a service business niche. I can assure you that it will perform better. And in terms of design, to summarize everything, make sure it's easy to navigate, the messaging is clear and resonates, easy call to actions, resonate with their pain points, provide the solution, focus on relevance. And the technical parts, make sure it loads in quickly and make sure it responds well on mobile. And that is all. So thank you for watching. I hope you found it very valuable. If you need somebody to set up and manage your Google Ads funnels or your service business, feel free to book a call down below and have a chat with us. Otherwise, subscribe and like the video because I'll be breaking down lead generation with Google Ads in very great detail on this channel so you can build up some knowledge and implement it all yourself. Otherwise, if you want some even more information, download my free guides, links in the description. You'll be able to set up a Google Ads funnel for free, and there'll be more updates and guides on the way as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.